In this video, we are going to be working on the research portion of our assignment. Let's take a virtual trip or a virtual look at Europe. So you can find attached underneath a virtual look at Europe. So we open up that document, and here in the document you can see that I've begun filling it out. First, what continent are we dealing with? South America. I've chosen a country, Moldova, and now we're going to talk about what are our instructions here. So look, I walk you through, choose your country. I chose Moldova, and then it wants you to go and search that. So here we're going to go in a Google browser, and I type in Moldova for kids, and that brings me up some different sites. So I'm going to click on this first one here. This is just Moldova facts. It talks about it being a southeastern European nation. They're a top wine producer. They were freed from Russia. Okay, so I'm going to come in here. I'm going to add that Southeast European nation, top wine producer. That's not really enough information. So go back to your browser for that you search for. Let's go back out to where we were to begin with. Okay, and see what else we have. Let's see, we can hit up this Britannica for kids and see what it offers us. Okay. So it talks about, let's see, it's a small country. It was part of Romania. It was part of Russia. It's in the Balkan Peninsula. Let's see, they have a lot of rivers and streams that flow to the Black Sea. It has it's a hilly plain with rich black soil. It has warm summers and mild winters. Okay, so I might want to know that. Let's see, it talks about some of the animals. I probably won't talk about that. It does talk about their language that they speak, which is Moldovan, and it's close to Romanian. They're Eastern Orthodox Christians. It goes on to talk a little bit about their economy. It says they have a struggling economy. They grow some of these crops here, and they have some sheep, pigs, and cattle. They are big in wine, and they also process sugar, vegetable oil, dairy products, meat. Okay, so I've scrolled through, and then I'm going to come and add information that I find here. So I've already done this. I'm just going to come over and copy out some of the information that I have decided that was necessary or important. So I've said they're bordered by Romania and Ukraine. They're landlocked. They're covered by hilly plain with many streams and rivers. They have thick forests. 75% of their soil's black soil called Chernozem. And they're one of the poorest countries in Europe. And they're also the least visited by tourists in Europe. So again, as you are searching your sites, don't get caught up on just one. Go through, find some facts there, and then maybe move to the next one. So I love the Duxter site. So go to Duxter's and see what Duxter's has to say about Moldova. Let's see. So this one's talking about used to be a passageway. We really want more time now. And then this is talking about the 14th century, the Turkish War, World War II, the collapse of the Soviet Union. So none of that's really important for what we're doing now. It talks a little bit about its geography. It's about the size of Maryland. It goes on to talk about the people here. So if you wanted to choose these, here's some of their industry or their resources, things that are found there. Okay, so I don't think there was anything different there than what I had already gotten. So again, you can move down this Moldova Facts for Kids. This is easy science for kids. Nice picture of Moldova sitting in between the mountainous areas or the hills, as it said. So here's where I got that it's between Ukraine and Romania. You can go on, talk about their culture, and it goes on. So not a lot of information here. That's all that it has there. So, okay, but notice something that I also just found here on the end about Moldova. This is a Moldova Q&A, and it says, basically it's just types of questions, and it also has a map. These are some of the things that you might find interesting or important to your research. So maybe you want to take those from there. Okay, I personally didn't take any of those. So again, I'll come back to my page. And so now I have my country name, Moldova, I have the continent, and now I've described Moldova in a nutshell. So nothing overly major, okay? Now, it wants us to name the physical feature and include the image or map. So notice there's 5 spaces because you need to do at least 5 different physical features. Then you can also see there's a video. So as I was saying, in that last site that we were searching, we saw that little video. You might want to watch it and see if that was worthy of us learning about Moldova in less than 3 minutes. So make sure you're taking note of that, less than 3 minutes. All right, so let's go back to the Schoology site so we can see what our next direction was. All right, so it asks us to scan the sites to gather and record information about the country. Notice that it says sites, plural, so go to more than one place and find your information. Okay, the next thing, it wants us to search the physical features of, then put your country name here. And then we're going to make a list of those features. So we're going to do physical features of, and my country is Moldova. So I'm going to go back to my browser here, and I'm going to go back to my Google page. So physical features of Moldova. So you can see I've already searched it, so it comes up. So as I begin to look through here, it's going to tell me about some of the physical features that are found here. Let's see, it says it's hilly plateau, streams, rivers. Let's see, here you can see I went to this one right here, and then it tells us a little bit about where it's located, tells that it's surrounded by those, it gives me a size, it has the plains, it goes on to talk about the Bujic plain, it has ravines and gullies, it's 75% is covered with this Chernozem, it has highlands, it has clay textured soils, okay, it has uplands, it has wooded soils, woodland soils, okay, so again, lots of information that I can find here. So then I would go to my document and fill in with the information that I just discovered. All right, so as I went through this text, I found that they have 2 rivers, so I recorded those over here. I can see that it has some hilly plains, so I wanted to try to find the names of those. So I have this Balti plain, the Stepa Balti, okay, and just kept going through until I found the Bujic plain, okay. So I just kept putting all of these down in my graphic organizer over here so that I could go look those up. Now, the object is here is to have more than enough. So you can see I have a lot more than 5 here, and you want to have a lot more than 5. The more you have, then the more options you have to go discover different places, because not every feature that you look up is going to have adequate information for you to report on. So you want to make sure that you collect enough features so that you can choose 5 of them. Okay, so then here's how we move here. We look at the features that we just discovered, and then we try to go find information on them. So I would come up here and I would do Moldovan plain and see what comes up when I choose that. Okay, so there's some Wikipedia, which is a site we don't really want to use. And then you can see this is an academic site. It says it's a geographic area in the northwest of Moldova and northeast of Romania. And it goes on, so I could try to click there. If I come here, you can see that this is really talking just about Moldova as a whole. So I don't know if I'm going to get information on the Moldova plain in this. So you can scan through it, and I'm looking through to see this is talking about its history. I'm looking more for its geography. So again, still talking about history here. Here's the land. So it talks about a few places. Now, notice here, when I come to this site, that it allows me to click on the Pruitt and the Venister Rivers. So that would be a good place for you to start with finding information about these. And then here you again you can see the Carpathian Mountains, so you could tell information about those places. Now it goes on to talk a little bit about the East European or plain, and then it gives you like the type of rock that's there and how it's hilly. Now here's another one, this Kodri Hills or this Mount Balastini. So all of those are places, and they have links that you can find information about them, because ultimately that's what you're looking for. You want the name of the feature and then a little bit of a description about that. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I decided to choose, and this one actually took quite a bit of research on most of these. So here I did the Venister River, and in here I decided that I was going to bullet and just jot down some notes of what I could find. So this river contributes to vineyards and orchards in the river valley. It has a lot of flooding there, which causes a lot of damage. It's also used for carrying logs. And there are fish hatcheries for sturgeon, whitefish, pike, perch, and carp in this river system. Okay, notice that I chose to just put a picture and I didn't actually put a map on that. I can still go back and add maps because you're able to do that through Google Earth, and that will come in another video. Then I went on to the reservoir, and notice not a lot of information about that. Again, that's one of the things that you have to consider as you are choosing the physical features that you want to do. Okay, and then I tried to do the old Ohio, and this is actually like a mountainous area. It has these caves and there's monasteries in there, and so this is a place that you could go here. And here's a gorge, and then this canyon, and again I have some information there. Okay, and then that brought us to our last part about the video. So probably your best luck for finding videos are going to be on YouTube. So, and we want the videos to be less than 3 minutes. So I came to YouTube and I looked up Moldova. Okay, so you can even put in here Moldova for kids as well, and it will bring up more appropriate videos so that you make sure that you don't get anything that's inappropriate. So this one is 10 surprising facts about Moldova, and if you come to the video, it will tell you how long it is, and right off the bat, if it's more than 3 minutes, then you're not going to use it. This one is 6 minutes and 22 seconds, so I definitely wouldn't use that. So then I started scrolling through and looking at what some of the videos were that are available. So there's like a 15 things you didn't know, but it's 14 minutes. This is just about children dancing. Geography Now, a site we use often that I really like, but it is 14 minutes. This one is the Moldova Geography. It's a song, and it's put out by a Turkish politician, so I didn't try for that one. So then, like, this is kind of negative not to do in Moldova. And then this guy's telling us about it's a interesting place, but he goes on for 13 minutes. So as you can see, I'm not having very much luck. You have to make sure that your video is short, sweet, and to the point. And who is the person who's bringing the video to you? Do they have any sort of credibility? Okay, so it's okay if you don't find a video, because we're not all going to find videos. Some of you will find some that might be just about a specific feature that you have, and that's okay too. Moldova was a little hard to research, so I didn't have good luck finding it. But I'm sure that the countries that you pick will have more information available so that you can find one either on one or more of the physical features that you visited and or the country itself. Remember, we want our focus to be more on the geography rather than just interesting facts about that. Okay, so again, try to use multiple sites as you're doing your research. Try to, collect as much information as you can. You don't have to use all the information, but you want that information available so that in case you need it. And so we want to collect using our graphic organizer, and then we will take and use this information to help us create a virtual tour.